Hey, dude, watch the road. What the hell is wrong with Josh Johnson? My God. Can they send him a ticket in the mail for that, Chris? I know how you feel about this kind of stuff. Pay attention to the road, Josh. Pay attention to the road.
It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. I see people doing Zoom app, FaceTime while they're driving. Like, are you freaking kidding me? You're going to drive 70 miles per hour on the highway with a 6,000-pound machine and be looking at somebody in a conversation? Come on, everybody. Either way, though, I like his play, Joe Johnson, all right? And I like this logo, man. I'm just telling you, I like it. I really think it's simple and classy. I'm a big fan so far.
We both got his name wrong. I said Josh, you said Joe. It's John. It's John Johnson.
But sorry, John.
Hey, John, we're even now. You can be mad at us that we got your name wrong, and we can be mad at you for being an idiot and driving your car and looking into your phone while you should be looking at the road. I'm not kidding. It's ridiculous how many people do this, and they think it's okay. All right.
It's a problem throughout our society. I used to road rage on people about this. My wife and family could tell you about it. I really did. I would, the type that would pull up to somebody and really be annoying to them, to be like, "What the hell are you doing? Put your phone down." It's just bad. It's bad for everybody. Who does that? You're endangering people. Stop texting while driving, everyone.
I could picture some like little Italian guy like me giving you a hard time, like that Bagel Boss guy. Remember, he was a thing for a minute last summer. And then you get out of the car and it's like, "Oh, okay. Sorry, sir." All right, let's get to it.
All right.
The Rams' new logo is the reason why we are having our draft today. It is defunct logos and uniforms that we want to see return. And you know, the Rams have issued the new logo as a precursor to their new helmet, and I'm convinced, Chris, that logo, that horn we see in the logo with the curved blue line and the shading, the yellow, that's going to be the logo on the helmet. Just wait and see. They've had the solid white, they've had solid yellow, they've had solid gold. That curved blue, if you're watching on TV, and that shading, that's going to be the thing that gets pasted onto the helmet. And when you look at the A that's white and the Ram that's white, I'm not going to be entirely shocked if the helmet's white, although that's way too close to ripping off the Chargers if they go with the white helmet and a yellow horn with the blue line on it. Anyway, let's get to the draft of the defunct logos and uniforms we'd like to see. You've got the trivia question to determine the first pick. Go.
Kind of easy question here today. I'm not a big fan, all right? So, as you said, the Rams debuted a new logo yesterday. Who is the Rams' all-time leading passer?
The all-time leading passer for the LA Rams would have to be, man, this is a trick question, because he was Kurt Warner wasn't there. Did he rack up enough yards between 99, 2000, 2001, 2002 to overcome John Hadle? I guess I'll say Kurt Warner. Is it Kurt Warner?
No,
really?
It was
you set me up.
Jim Everett. Yes.
Oh, Jim Everett. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah. I threw you a curveball, too, by saying it was really easy. I was hoping you would think it was Kurt Warner, and you got it wrong. So good. I'm glad
Jim
you got
Everett.
it wrong. Yeah.
Right. He's put two of the logos. I like his idea even better. It's two of the logos mashed together.
It does go well together. I do like it. I'm excited to see their new uniform and what they do. And they better not go with the white helmet with the yellow Ram thing through it. That'll be too Chargers-like. You're right. That will piss off the Chargers. It might piss off me, too. So I don't want to see a white helmet. But with our draft and, you know, logos that we would like to see revived or come
uniforms.
Back, the new uniforms as well. Okay, I stayed more to the logo thing more than anything here. But, I mean, to me, I'm going with one close to my heart. Giants, baby, big blue, New York Giants. I think you've heard me say this over the last year or two anyways. I would like to see the New York Giants go back to that old helmet that my dad, Lawrence Taylor, wore. That just was that dark blue helmet, said Giants, underlined. To me, that was the best look the New York football Giants ever had. I understand I'm biased in that as well. I try not to be. But, man, you know, they did do some good things in those uniforms, and I just think it has a unique look. So that would be my number one right off the bat. I like the Giants NY where it is right now. It's cool, don't get me wrong. but I think that Giants one is pretty special.
Yeah, and that was the uniform that they dusted off on a Thursday night, and that's what prompted me to make a smart aleck remark about Phil and Eli in the power rankings December 27, 2016, and you wanted to fight me.
I did. I saw that. One of your many snarky comments you make during a season. Yes, but I saw that comment and I went, man, if I ever see that Florio, I am going to put him in a headlock. I've yet to put you in the headlock, so it's still coming, Mike. You're not out of the woods yet.
Eli Manning had a rough game on that Thursday night that they played, so I had dropped the Giants from 3 to 5 and said on Thursday night Eli Manning was dressed like Phil Simms and unfortunately played like him. So you didn't like that. You didn't like that. All right. I'm going to go with Bucko Bruce since we're talking so much about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the past week or so, and they're going back to the uniforms like the ones that you wore. You arrived in Tampa the year after they won the Super Bowl wearing that initial phase of red, that dark red, the pewter with the smaller Buccaneer logo. They get that giant flag on there now that I don't like, and I think they're still going to have the giant flag. I like the old Bucko Bruce. It was one of those things, we didn't appreciate it when we had it. We had it for 20 years. We made fun of it. We reviled it. We thought it looked ridiculous. It was a cheap effort to be like the Dolphins with kind of the pastel and the Art Deco and all of that crap or whatever the right term is. I hated it at the time, and I've missed it ever since it's been gone. Bring back Bucko Bruce.
I'm with you. It's one of my favorites as well. I mean, there's nothing else like it. The color scheme, it just screams Florida. It is a special standalone uniform. I mean, come on. It had the creamsicle jerseys to go along with it. Pretty special. I would love to see Brady wearing that at least one time this year. And I don't know why Tampa wouldn't want to do it. Just sell another million or so jerseys in the creamsicle color. But yeah, pretty special. I don't know. So you like that uniform better than the current one right now? You take that one?
Yeah, because I miss it, because it's nostalgic. It's old school. I'd say go back to it now full time. And obviously they used to do it from time to time as a throwback. I think that's Josh Freeman wearing the throwback uniform back when they were allowed to have multiple helmets, but now you can only have one helmet per year, so you can't have a throwback that's premised on a different color helmet. Can't have a different color helmet than the one that you ordinarily wear, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, the only bad thing about that uniform is it signifies lots of losing. Man, did Tampa lead the world in losing in those uniforms? That's probably why they'll never go back to it. All right, I'm going back to the old Broncos logo. The 1980s, John Elway went to 3 Super Bowls, the orange crush look. To me, that was special growing up, and I still love that helmet. Now, they break out that symbol every now and then, and it's not that baby blue helmet, of course, because like what you said, you got to wear the same helmet all year long. But that orange D with the Bronco coming through the middle of it, that is one where I just look at it. It's a classic to me, and of course, it's nostalgic to me as well. As a young kid, John Elway, of course, was like the Patrick Mahomes of the NFL at that time for me. So it's like so many good memories watching him launch the ball down the field. Great uniforms, great helmet, awesome logo.
And I think that it's awesome when they put that old school D with the snorting horse on the dark blue helmet. That's the one team that basically says, hey, you know what? We can't use the old color helmet. We'll just put the old logo back on. And it looks awesome when they do that. They do that a couple of times per year. And I like that creativity. It almost creates a hybrid of their two different uniforms into one. All right, next one for me. And, the Patriots have been the platinum standard when it comes to football excellence. I have never liked the flying Elvis logo. I have never liked the silver helmet. They had the god-awful jerseys back when Bill Parcells was the head coach. Thank God they get rid of those. I like the old school Pat Patriot with the white helmet and the Minuteman who's getting ready to snap the football. That is awesome. Awesome and I love the stripes on the shoulders. I love the red, white, and blue. They're Patriots. They shouldn't be silver. Patriots should be red, white, and blue, period.
I do agree with that. You're right. Patriots should be red, white, and blue. I'm with you. I do love those old uniforms. Great classical look. Those stripes around the shoulder, the helmet, the stripe down the pants, all special. The problem is just like Bucko Bruce, it just signifies so much losing. I mean, that's to me where you always hear me talking about the Bengals right now, where I want to go, please rebrand. We just brought up 3 teams we've shown who have rebrand, and once they rebranded, they showed significant progress in their organizations. The Patriots changed their uniforms, and all of a sudden they started going to the Super Bowl and becoming the winning football team. Broncos, same thing. Bam, Super Bowl right away. Bucko Bruce out the door, new pirate flag on the helmet, bam, John Gruden, Super Bowl. I mean, not far after it. So that's why you keep hearing me for my rebrand. But I do like those Patriots unis, and you're right, they should be red, white, and blue. All right,
you're up. Round 3. Yes, I am.
I want old school Eagles uniforms. That's what I want more than anything. Okay, that's to me, whether it was just the eagle flying in totality, the full picture, or what I really like is the Randall Cunningham Philadelphia Eagles uniforms. You know, that lighter green helmet with those real silver wings, no black outline, no black in the uniform. I think when I just think of an awesome uniform, those silver pants they wore back in the day, man, that is sharp. I used to be shaking in my seat when I used to see those Eagles come out of the tunnel at Giant Stadium with Reggie White and Clyde Simmons and Jerome Brown. I used to be like, oh man, they're going to smash my father today. I hope he can live through this one. But I love those uniforms, and I wish the Eagles would go back to them because I'm not a huge fan of the Eagles uniforms right now.
That photo on the screen, if you're watching on NBCSN, it's Randall Cunningham, 1994. It's got the 75th anniversary logo on the patch. I think it was 95 when they switched to the current uniforms. And I remember when they made the switch, Keith Olbermann would constantly rail on the fact that they look like rollerball numbers, if you remember that movie from the early 70s. And that's kind of when the NFL started to experiment with different shapes and styles of numbers. I don't like it. And that leads to my final pick. I want the Minnesota Vikings to go back to their old uniforms from the 70s, top to bottom, across the board, get rid of the shading from the horns on the helmet, go back to simple jerseys. The Nikeification of the NFL drives me crazy. Every team's got to have their own special font of their numbers and everything, and you got to change it every few years so we can sell more jerseys and make more money. No! Let's go back to classic looks, classic approach, and of course with the Vikings. And I had the jersey with me for that fateful day in Santa Clara when the 49ers took down the Vikings, but the white jersey with the LSU gold and purple on top. Oh, man, see, that's just awesome. Now, that's when it was, I can't remember when it was, sometime in the 90s, 96, I think, when they started putting numbers on top of the shoulder pads. Get rid of the numbers on top of the shoulder pads. Go back to the 70s, just number on the front, number on the back with the gold and the purple shoulder sleeves, stripes. That's the way to go. And I left that one till number 3 because I knew you wouldn't pick it. But for me, that would be number 1. If I owned the Vikings for 1 minute, that would be the one thing I would do. Get rid of the uniforms, go back to the 70s. I hope the Wilfs are watching this morning.
I do like those 70s uniforms. I like the uniform we're looking at NBC Sports Network right now. If you're watching, I mean that was a cool one. I was at that game that day. That was rainy day. You know, the Vikings recovered that onside kick late to come back and beat the Giants, I think, in a wild card playoff game. Pretty awesome. But, Mike, I ask you this. Do you like the matte helmet, or do you want them to go back to the old helmet, too, with just a little shine?
Old helmet. Old helmet with the shine. I've got let me peel back the curtain. I'll tell you what I've got in my office. Since you've outed me as a youth Vikings fan who carried it into adulthood and got rid of it once he got into this business as much as I could. I've got some Sports Illustrateds with Vikings on the cover that are framed and on the wall. And there's one of Fran Tarkenton playing in Dallas. And there was something about the lighting in Dallas with the way it kind of reacted to that.
The hole in the ceiling.
It was awesome, but it was the lighting on the purple helmet and the purple jersey when they played in Dallas. Even though they were away from home, it had a special look to it, and that helped. For all I know, that's what hooked me back when I was 8 years old. But I'd go back to the shiny helmet and rebuild the old Cowboys Stadium in Minnesota and play in there with the exact lighting that they had back in the 70s. All right, we got to take a break.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.